Hello everyone and welcome to Gearhead Entertainment. Today is Sundays with Steve and we are playing more Age of Mythology. Now last time I was not feeling well, I was practically on death's doorstep. But I talked to some random fellow who gave me an odd potion and that at least convinced me that it was a good idea to play another level of Age of Mythology. I mean, hell, what's the worst that could happen? Oh no. Oh no. Well anyway, so I decided to play another level. And, turns out I ended up getting pounded harder than any random Greek woman within 100 miles of Zeus. And, whose fault was it? This guy. And also those guys right there. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump right in today. So, the next level is just enough rope. And I had toyed, do I do 2 levels at a time? And I realized that this one is actually a long one. It took me so many tries. I think it ended up being 8 in total, not to mention the number of times I had to restart from the save. It was just a nightmare. And I've done this before. And I forgot just how terrible it is. This map sucks. Alright, we really don't have any time to waste a single second. So right here from the start, what we're going to do, we're going to select our entire army, and I'm also going to run it on slow here because we really want to be able to micromanage. And we're going to run in. I'm going to charge my horsemen in first, because if you run the whole army, they're going to run at the same speed. And I'm going to take this one horseman, and I'm going to direct him towards Ajax Town's center, so he take control of that as soon as possible. The rest of the horsemen are going to hit first, and then the pikemen, and then our heroes. I want our Cantos in as soon as possible, because he rallies our guys. And I want our pikemen off to the right, because they're going to get more reinforcements, and they're going to be able to protect our guys. So one of the things that makes this really difficult is that very shortly we are going to be up against champion units, which are the highest tier, and we are still in the heroic age, and that's going to suck. And that's not something we're going to be able to change anytime soon. So we're just going to get hammered by superior troops multiple times. And if you thought the last level was bad, oh, you sweet summer child, you ain't seen nothing yet. So I'm going to take Odysseus, I'm going to grab this relic, I'm going to bring him over. As soon as I get control of the town center, I'm going to auto-queue villagers, and you just want to leave that on, alright? Because you are not going to have enough villagers until about 2/3 of the way through this level. I'm going to take him. As soon as I've got enough resources available, I'm going to build a temple. And these guys, we're going to immediately start harvesting the pigs. Now, they're not fully fattened, which is kind of disappointing, but you make do with what you got. We're gonna harvest those pigs as quickly as we can, and we're gonna get all our units away, all of our resource units away from the front, very shortly. Yeah, I was gonna do 2 levels. I don't know what I was thinking. It's all right. The next 2 are actually legitimately short, tough, but short. Or at least one of the next 2 is. I guess Ioclos is a little bit longer, but we'll use some editing magic so that it doesn't seem as long to you guys. Dear God, it took so long. Don't be too discouraged if you have to do this multiple times. It is a very difficult level, mainly because you just don't have a whole lot of room to build, and the enemy comes in early and often with insane amounts of troops. Now you may have also noticed I took my troops up north, and I took out this granary up here, along with 4 archers and all their villagers. They will retrain the villagers, but they will not retrain that granary. The game tells you, oh, we should take control of these farms. Ignore that. We're not doing that. That's suicide. We will take the goats, though, and we will hurt their economy as best as possible. Alright, now that we're getting closer, let's get our wood gatherers back behind our temple. See, that's already the first wave. There's a reason I walled off to the left here. It's going to force all of the troops down the center. You can choke point the center a little bit more if you want. It might help things out, but I just want you to know that you're screwed either way. So just grab onto your butt, kiss it goodbye, and pray for the best. Alright. Let's see here. I want to get the scout up here. They're coming in fast. And don't forget, we also don't have a whole lot of resources, so any troops that you lose, it's gonna hurt to get them back. So do try and manage your troops as best as possible, and try and keep your villagers moving constantly. I've got this slowed down for a reason. I'm gonna speed it up. Hopefully you'll come in a little bit faster. Go ahead and let them hit that wall. It's not a big deal. Now we'll go ahead and hit ourselves with bronze. Give us a little bit of beefier armor, because we really do need to keep the core of our army alive until we can start training more units. And I'm going to go ahead and use restoration for the same reason. Don't worry too much about the stragglers. They will probably kill some villagers. They will probably kill some of our guys, and we are going to let them because this is going to suck. If I can manage to drive these guys off, I'm also going to dart over to the right and take care of the stables that are off to our other side. And hopefully that will slow their unit production a little bit. It probably won't. Alright, they're just going to keep coming with more and more, but at least they'll only attack you from one direction. Our main unit is going to be the Minotaur, alright, and normally I don't recommend them because they cost gold, and gold is one of your more expensive resources, but since we're getting all of our gold from caravans, which are renewable, it's going to be a good investment in the long term. We're going to want Minotaurs as fast as possible, and then we're going to want some Hydras. The Hydras are going to take care of the human units, and the Minotaurs will help your heroes with the incoming colossi. Yes, don't worry too much. There's only a ton of them. Alright, let's go ahead and hit that bell. Go harvest some goats, please. More on the goats. It really is. You just don't have a ton of resources to start, which doesn't help, but it's also, you know, you don't have a whole lot of time between waves, and they're very heavy-hitting waves. So we're going to go ahead and just again, auto-queue your donkeys. You're not going to have too many until well into the game. And also, destroy the original market, because we don't want them to return to the original market and make loops back and forth between those two. That will cost us a lot of gold. Let's see if we can go destroy these stables as well. Now, because we're playing Poseidon, who is a dick, alright, we are going to be dealing with militia every time we destroy a building. But if we can get these destroyed, then at the very least, we won't have to worry about attacks incoming from our right. So let's destroy these as quickly as possible. If you can destroy them before they get built, even better. But I was not so lucky. I was a little bit preoccupied. So we're just going to kill them as they go, take care of these militia, destroy this last building. You guys get over here and pray. For the love of God, somebody better be praying. Let's go ahead and kill these last couple militia, and then we're just going to funnel our army back towards the front. We want them up there because our town center is going to be the target. There's a reason I've got all our villagers back behind the temple. It's because that town center is going to draw so much heat, and if our villagers can just stay away and not die, we'll at least have a steady income. Because the one thing you cannot afford is to not have an income while they're attacking, because they will attack all of the time. We're not in chance yet, but let's go ahead and drop off that relic, get a small favor trickle. And I believe it also, let's see, Cathedral of Apollo, that should increase our villager movement speed, which in theory also does slightly increase the amount of resources we're getting. And let's get Hydra as well. They're going to hit us with a lot of units. We need the Hydra to kill the units. The Hydras will get murdered by the colossi. Normally, the colossi don't do that much against units, but Hydra, for whatever reason, are pretty prime targets. As soon as you run out of deer, or even before then, you really want to start getting these farms. Because again, we need to constantly be getting resources this entire time. If you think you've got too many resources, you're stupid. Alright, and see, there's the incoming attack. Right on time. I would usually just focus on the guys coming down the center. They're going to come from the side. It's gonna hurt, but for right now, that wall is going to do its job. When it goes down, I'm not going to bother fixing it. But in the meantime, I need it to slow them down for just a bit. And again, focus the Hydra on the human units. You want to take all of your heroes and kill a colossi if you can. The colossi are very tanky, even against your hero. And I would recommend with this first attack, while you're still building up more troops, bolt one of those colossi. You will probably lose a town center. That's okay. Well, I mean, it's not okay, but you can come back from it. Let's see here. It is a good idea to have a ton of myth units. I would also try and get some human units earlier on, because they're going to train faster. Oh, yes. Yes. See this Hydra? He's doing his job. This is his one and only job, is to kill these horses, alright? The colossi, they can target the town center, they can target everything else, but I need the Hydra to kill the horses. Oh no. Stop targeting my Hydra, please. Please. See, this is part of why I didn't do 2 levels in this video. I wasn't gonna have the patience for this. This is currently attempt 9, I believe. Alright, so again, don't feel bad if you have to restart. It sucks. In fact, I reloaded from saves multiple points because I got to a good point and I'm like, okay, I don't want to have to restart the entire level from the beginning. We're just gonna restart from here. Oh, please tell me I can save the Hydra, please. Please save the Hydra. Yes, thank God. Okay. So I did purchase Chthonic Rites, which is going to allow the Hydra to heal slowly over time, which means that for the next attack, it should still be alive, which is great. While we're still training stuff, we've got a little bit of favor to work with. I'm going to go ahead and buy the wood we need, and I'm going to have these guys rebuild the town center. Let's see, sell wood. I'm sorry, gold. I'm short on gold. It does matter. You want to keep that town center alive for as long as possible. I'm going to use these guys and gather a little bit more wood because we're definitely going to need some. If this town center goes down, not only are you not going to be getting villagers constantly, but also they're going to start targeting other stuff. And you want them to hit the town center more than anything else. Let's get as many houses as we can. We're going to need more population. I swear, this is the biggest headache. There's no reason this level needed to be as difficult as it is. It didn't used to be difficult. Even on Titan, it was doable. But my God, they just decided that it was time to completely screw you over. Alright, I wasn't kidding about Zeus and the random peasant girl from Greece. Alright, this level it's rough. Okay. So yeah, just focus on Minotaurs and Hydras. Now, there's gonna come a point where you think, oh, things are going well. Save there, alright? It's gonna make your life so much easier, alright? Because, whenever things start to go well, that's when they really start to screw you over. And you might think, oh, well, I'm doing great. I'm to the point where I can repel every single frickin' wave they throw at me. Yeah, well, and then you're gonna go to attack and you're gonna realize, oh no, what have I done? So be prepared to save often. Yeah, great. So they cursed us, so we do want to watch out for that. Apparently they affect myth units now? I didn't know that. That was a nasty surprise during one of my playthroughs when my Hydra got turned into a pig. I was not happy about that. Alright, let's see if we can use this Hydra to take out the colossi. So yeah, just save early and often. Let's get these pigs back behind us. Now that we've repelled this wave, I'm gonna go ahead and save again. Town center. I really need my population up. It is absolutely crazy. I mean, this it is just a ridiculous level, wave after wave after wave. And that's why these myth units are so important. Let's get this up as soon as it's done. I need to build more. More houses. Hopefully something that can also double as a defense for my villagers. And there we go. Perfect. Now I can start building my army, and I'm finally ready to start taking my time leveling up. Okay, everybody, quick surprise there. I battled the PC so hard that it actually crashed my game. So, yet another reason to save. Oh, it's gonna be a long night. Okay, so let's get this farm. Let's start training troops from the villager center, because for whatever reason they were auto-queued. And, let's see here. I actually don't need any donkeys anymore. I've got about 21 on gold. It's one more than I usually do. Gold is not going to be an issue anymore. My sanity will be. Number of troops will be. Every other resource will be. But gold is fine. Let's see. Let's go ahead and speed this up. I know as soon as I speed it up, I'm going to get hit again, so I got to be careful. But and I always try and get these guys behind the temple when they go to worship, because if they're in front of the temple, then there is a chance that a stray enemy will come around and attack. In fact, let's go ahead and build this temple way back here instead. Let's see, let's get Jason back. Train more troops and villagers. Get some upgrades. I'm finally in a position where I can kind of sort of start getting upgrades, which is good because especially the tool upgrades, I need more resources. Oh, I just realized I left my worshippers on the temple. Let's go ahead and get them down there. And more food as well. I've got a decent amount of wood. I got a decent amount of gold. I'm gonna need more food though, especially if I want to level up to the mythic age. It takes 1,200 gold and 1,200 food. So the gold will be all right, but the food, that might be an issue. Let's go ahead and slow that down. Let's get everybody else in the fight. I'd like to get another Hydra at some point, because this one really is super useful at killing units. Especially now that it's got 4 heads. I mean, it is absolutely destroying over there. And this villager's a goner, so the best thing to do when something like that happens, use the villager, get off a couple of hits on the enemy. It's not going to do a ton, but what it will do is usually the PC will kill the villagers and it'll leave the rest of your base alone while it goes back to your main army. So just use the villager as a sacrificial lamb. It sucks, but it's probably the best you can do. Another one? Really? Okay. I probably should have trained pikemen, but we're going to hit pacifists up front. Pikemen do have better crush damage, but I'm hoping these swordsmen can go deal with those catapults before they hit my barracks. I don't have a ton of infantry yet, but once I start getting more food, we will start getting more pikemen, because I'm really tired of these horses. I guess if I wanted, I could probably train Promodros, but they're a little bit more expensive than I want to use. Any day now, guys. There we go. Okay, so not ideal, but we did kill everybody. Hopefully we can rebuild our army pretty quick. Let's see here. Let's build our town center. I need about 5 more food villagers. 3 more after this. I'm gonna have Odysseus kill this random guy that is stuck on the hillside. That must have been a Minotaur toss. Okay, and let's make sure these guys do not start chopping wood up there. That is a great way to lose villagers. 1 more here and here. Let's get another worshipper. Ideally, these pikemen will help me take care of these horsemen. That's part of the reason I built the barracks so early on. I've been mainly getting units from the temple, but you can't rely only on temple units. Once you get to this mid-game portion, your temple just can't keep up with the amount of troops you're losing. Even if we build a second temple, which I will be doing, it does not have the production speed needed, and you don't get enough favor fast enough. Alright, let's, speaking of production buildings, let's go ahead and get some archery ranges. And I'll get my armory. I can advance without the armory, but I would like to get my upgrades. Okay. Let's throw 1 down here. slow time down again. Again, if they're going to give you the ability to slow down time for this, I'm going to take it. There are some things in this campaign that I'd like to fast forward through, and there are other things where I'd like to take an extra couple seconds or two. Let's see. I do not want this Hydra to die. It has 5 heads. If it can kill all of the infantry, that would be wonderful. See, like right now, I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing great. I'm on top of the world, and then they come in and they destroy a town center. That's how this works. Let's get more farmers. Let's get the stables up and running. Another Hydra. Get some upgrades. Sometimes that happens too. I don't know why. That didn't used to happen in the old game. But sometimes you'll go to build like a warehouse or something, and they'll go to harvest the resource, but they'll forget to build a warehouse. They'll just you'll click on it, and then the auto queue doesn't work for whatever reason. Like I said, things are going kind of well, so let's go ahead and save. If I do have to restart, I'd rather restart from here. Oop, whoops. Sometimes that happens when you're thumbing around for keys and you accidentally hit the wrong one. Control and window and shift are all very close on my keyboard. I think I've got enough Hydras. I'm probably good for now. Let's get a few more pikemen too. Get our market upgrades. I'll go ahead. He's kind of a spare villager. I trained him before I stopped the auto queue, so I'll just go ahead and put him on a farm. And put her on wood. One of the things I like to do is I like to queue all of my unit production buildings onto one hotkey. That way you just have to press that hotkey and you've got instant access. I usually put my army on hotkey number 1 and my unit production on hotkey number 3. And the reason is twofold. Number 1, if I need a second army, I have room on my hotkeys for a second army. And 2, 1 and 3 are far enough away that I'm very... that's unlikely for me to accidentally select my unit production when I'm going for my army and vice versa. You can set it up how you like. It makes absolutely no difference to me, but that's my logic to it. Let's go ahead and get those Thracian horses. I very rarely use cavalry in this game, but I want the upgrades in case I decide to use them. And now that we have a fortress, let's go ahead and go back to harvesting wood. Okay. You see, in the Mythic Age, you have choices for Zeus between Hephaestus, son of Zeus, master blacksmith, and he makes those colossi for us, and that's very nice. That is very, very nice. But there's one problem. He may give us the infinite resources and the better unit upgrades and the tough myth units, but there's one thing that he is lacking, and that is boobs. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna advance through Hera instead, and that should actually see us through the end of this level. Though I'm not gonna lie, it would be nice to give these guys a taste of their own medicine with colossi. Man, that's rough. They just tore through all of my unit production over there. Where's my spare villager? Drop off your food and finish building some stuff for me, will you? Hopefully that's out of the way. Okay, I probably don't need that on queue anymore.
Once we get this archery range built up, I'll probably repair the other one. Oh, no, I don't want Hephaestus, I want Hera. Trust me, you want Hera on this, and it might seem counterintuitive, like, hey, you know, plenty vaults are great, colossi, heavy siege. Trust me, you want Hera. Build that stables. Oh, and let's get these last few upgrades over here. Any upgrades you can get, if you've got the money, you might as well. It could be money you spend to troops, but at a certain point, you've got enough of a given resource that you don't really have to worry about it. And in case you want to shake things up, and sometimes you do need to shake things up, it helps to have units that are ready to go. So, and we should get ready for another wave. That is one thing, you get constant line of sight to the enemy base. So take advantage of it. You can kind of time when the next wave is coming. You'll see it coming. So send him back. Alright, so this right here is why we want Hera. It's because we get Medusae, and they turn any unit that's not a hero to stone. Now, what's better than a colossi? A statue of a colossi. So we're going to focus on getting our upgrades here, and then we're going to get a ton of Gorgons. Let's see here. Plus we get a lightning storm, and that will be helpful because they're sending a lot of units my way. So it would also be nice to kind of bolt some of those units. Alright. So we'll go ahead, we'll start auto-queuing these Medusae, and soon enough we should have an army large enough that we can go attack the Trojans. Let's also grab Argive Patronage. That is another thing that I really like about Hera, is you get the free Myrmidon. And Myrmidon, they're just the best. I mean, they're spectacular. They used to be even better in the original game, but they are absolutely phenomenal. They just carve their way through just about any unit. Alright, so let's get a healthy number of these Gorgons here. I also got a healthy spread. You know, I've got a myth unit that you can create with gold, a myth unit that you can create with food, and a myth unit that you can create with wood. So if you're ever lacking on a resource, or if you've got an abundance of one, you can always make an army out of just one kind of resource. That is a function that we are going to take advantage of a lot in this campaign. It just makes a huge difference to not have to worry about 2 or 3 resources at a time. And I do mean 3, because I think sometimes the resource cost is basically negligible and you just get favor at some point. Let's go ahead and get a couple of Patroboli as well. A couple of siege engines won't hurt. I've got enough Medusae from there. I have this guy on the far side of the town center. Again, sometimes they get close, and we don't need them killing our villager. See, look at that. That right there. That's why we do Medusae. Alright. Those guys are dead so much faster. And it's not just the fact that the Medusae turn things to stone. They're just strong archer units. So they actually do a lot of damage. Alright, we got a big enough army. I don't see what could go wrong with this. Let's go ahead and march on the Trojans. Yes, my minions, march to war. Oh, don't forget the catapults. March to war. I shall tear through the Trojan base and make you feel every ounce of pain you have caused me. Yes. Oh, taste my lightning. Taste thunder from Zeus. Let's go ahead. I've got the extra favor. Let's go ahead. Okay, one Hydra down, but that's alright. We got restoration. This is fine. And the wall's down, things are looking good, right? This is fine. This is, what the hell is that? Why are there so many? Dear God, why are there so many? I forgot how many there were. Dear God, why? Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Okay. So a little bit of editing magic, and I am back. I have created an army of basically Gorgons, and by created I mean that's what's left over. And we're going to take these Myrmidon, and we're going to work them around on the south side of the map. We're going to try and keep our Gorgons alive. I do not need my Gorgons dying here. I've actually done a few attacks in the interim. Many of them have ended in exactly the same way, so I did not subject you to any of that. We're just going to work on Myrmidon around to the south, though, because there is a south entrance, and it is relatively unguarded, especially now that I've already hit it once and taken down the gate. And while our Gorgons are distracting, we're going to bring in the Myrmidon, and we are going to hit both the stables and the fortress. That fortress needs to go down. Okay, and let's get this temple, too, because I am so tired of the colossi. Burn it all. Burn it all to the ground. I hate all of this. And at long last, it looks like we're finally about to beat this level. So, here's the thing. I'd like to tell you, oh, you get to a certain point and it's easy. It's not. It's just hard the entire way through. That's why I tell you save early, save often. If you want to really optimize it, you can also wall off to the right a little bit and really funnel them center. But myth units are going to be your play here. Lots and lots of myth units. Shockingly enough, the next level is actually pretty easy. We'll be able to get through the sacking of Troy with relatively minor difficulties. There is one portion that might be a little bit difficult, but it's just a matter of timing your meteor strikes right. So the next level shouldn't be too bad, and Ioklos shouldn't be too bad. This level was really the hardest one in the Greek campaign, as far as I'm concerned. There's still a couple other hard ones, but this is it. So if you can make it through this one, you can at least make it through all of Greece, and that's an accomplishment. All right, you should be proud of that because dear God, it makes you work for it. All right, that's about all I've got in me, guys. Good luck if you decide to do this on your own, and please never ask me to do this again.